What was that?
They knew it was going to be big.
They knew then, yeah. I mean, they didn't know that it was going to become as big as it did, and it kind of created its own legendary status in some ways, due to the music and the artwork and just the storytelling was so good in that show. But I don't think they knew that it was going to be as big as they did. No anime show really had ever become that big back then, so they didn't know that anime even had the potential of becoming that big. So other than things like Robotech, which already had sort of its own thing happening.
5 minutes.
Right here? 5 minutes, okay. You have 5 minutes.
Okay, is there going to be any new information about bringing Cowboy Bebop back for a second season, perhaps?
I wish. I don't know. I ask that question from time to time. Nobody knows. Nobody will tell me. Everybody thought that this live-action movie was going to happen, and I don't know if that's even going to happen. And everybody was worried about that, how the movie would come out. And for those of you that don't know, that Keanu Reeves was scheduled to play the part of Spike in the live-action movie. And a lot of people had opinions about it, one way or the other, mostly the other. But just because it was, when Cowboy Bebop ended, Watanabe-san said, "This is perfect the way it is. I don't want to do anything else with this. Let's move on to the next thing." And to breathe new life into a great franchise like that in live-action form doesn't always work, as we all know. Yeah, TBC. But I ran into Keanu Reeves in an airport on my way to London a year or so ago, and I actually had a conversation with him, and he was a really nice guy. And I came up to him like a fanboy, and I said, "Dude, I played Spike Spiegel. I don't know if you know the original series." He goes, "Oh, dude, I love that series." He goes, "Why do you think I want to do this?" And he was passionate about it. And he said, I really, really like the show. It's a great show, and I would love to be a part of it. And the script is phenomenal that they wrote for this, except it'll cost $500 million to make. And he said, by the time they get the financing together, I don't know if I'll be young enough or strong enough to do my own stunts anymore. So I don't know if I can do it. So I don't know if it's ever even going to get made. And as far as the animated thing, I don't know. Just keep writing to the powers that be and pray.
Regarding the live-action Cowboy Bebop movie, hopefully it'll get made, but there's a lot of folks who think that you and the other voice actors for Cowboy Bebop need to have cameos.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. In fact, I think I said it to Keanu, and I said that to some people that were working with Watanabe-san, if they ever did a Cowboy Bebop movie. I don't care about being Spike, because I'm not an on-camera actor. Leave that to the guys that do that best. But I would love to do like an opening narration or some kind of cameo in that. That would be really cool. Now, that would be a job that I would lust after. Just because it would be fun to relive that again, just to be part of it.
That's all there is to it.
Okay. All right. Well, she said so. You hear that? You hear that, YouTube? She said that we have to continue Cowboy Bebop, make the movie. So we have a definitive order here. So please make it happen. Last question.
You do a lot of video game roles nowadays. You do a ton. And have you ever had a moment where you go into the booth and you start reading for one character, but it's a character you did yesterday or whatever? Just keep accidentally.
I do that all the time. In fact, it's kind of rough because I do a lot of military games, and very often they want my voice, which is really gritty and fighting kind of thing. There's only so many ways I can do that, and I try to change it up, but often they are gamers and they love that voice, and they say, "Well, I want that in my game." And so I have to do the same voice again. I try not to. I really work hard not to do the same voice.
Like you're in the booth going doing something for Bulletstorm and say, "Steve, this is a children's game we're doing now."
Children's productions, the B takes that never make the light of day in children's productions are the filthiest you will ever hear from anybody else, because we're all being light and airy and happy and guiding children's lives and stuff, and so we're so twisted in that booth, all of us feel like we almost have to get it out, and so they have to be very careful to make sure they cut that away from the stuff that they're actually gonna be able to use. So yeah, but one of these days I'd love to see one of those productions come out for adults on Adult Swim or something. All right, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And I'll be here all weekend, so come and say hi, okay?